Hello my friends and welcome to a new video. Today is a bit of a special one. I have done quite some reviews lately and encountered a lot of good hardware out there. Of all that hardware, I finally settled on the GT Omega Prime Lite to be the best bang for buck out there for the moment, and I absolutely love that rig. However, there is one major flaw in its design that came to light 2 weeks ago. So my daughter isn't really interested in sim driving, so she will never really ask to drive on my simulator. But 2 weeks ago she brought her friend over from school and she wanted to have a go at it. It became clear very fast that the Prime Lite was not really made for smaller people, and changing the pedal base was not really as easy as I would have liked. It's just a fact that if you want to have a family rig, that aluminium profile rigs are not really the answer. Or at least not in the designs that I have seen so far. So it might be a flaw of the GT Omega Prime Lite, but a lot of other rigs too. Now, I have always said that building your own rig, buying the profiles, connectors and piecing it all together is a lot more hassle than it is worth. And I'm probably still right if I look at the sharp prices of profile rigs and the inflated prices to buy cut aluminium profiles. Nonetheless, I set myself the goal to build the most compact, on-the-fly configurable rig, which has still a decent rigidity based on the different rigs I have reviewed so far. So, what do I need? Well, the pedal base seems to be the most tricky part. I had seen a configuration on the SimLab website that has a slider mechanism, but it did not include the ability to incline the pedals, which I do find necessary. Also, for €124, I thought I can make it cheaper. I managed to buy a few sets of Sparco seat sliders from a rally enthusiast not that long ago, so all I needed then is a pedal base and I'm done. The problem with seat sliders, however, is that they are very narrow at only 38 centimeters of width. On top of this, I wouldn't be able to angle them upwards. So I needed to buy some sort of seat brackets and mount them on the sliders to make it wider for the pedal base to fit in. I also would need to add some winged screws so I would be able to easily set the inclination without tools. The wheelbase holder was a bit of the same issue. I couldn't really find any real system like is used on the GTO Prime, and other systems like in the SimX Pro X80 or SimLab GT1 Evo were simply not what I was looking for. So I decided to work without the middle profile beam and just go for a 58 cm center plate to fixate the wheelbase on, and also thought of adding some winged screws like with the Prime to easily lower it and make it a bit higher if necessary. The rest of the profile would consist of two beams of 120 cm with 50 cm 4080 profiles connecting them. The pedal base would rest on 2x 50 cm 4040 beams. The middle beams that hold the wheelbase holder would be 75 cm and are attached to the sides of the profile. It will be fixated with at least two 8 cm brackets. As I need to have a shifter attached to, I decided to opt for the shifter profile mounting point that I could find. So, with everything that I needed written out and making a few sketches on how it should look, I started to look at different shops. It became clear soon that buying profiles is very expensive, and after looking at two shops specialized in profiles, I went to look at the SimX Pro shop. They had about everything I needed, so I started to create my list with them. Now I know I would probably be cheaper off with buying 2-meter long profile beams and cutting them up myself, but I simply lack the skills and don't have the material to make it nice enough to use. But it would certainly be a good way to cut costs if you build a rig yourself. In total, I had for €570 parts. This didn't include any seat rails, a seat or feet for the rig. The seat rails and seat I am planning to use costed €190 in total, so this would put me already €60 above the current price of the GTO Prime Lite with the RS12 seat. At least it is still in the same ballpark. So, with the first part of the build finished, it is now waiting for our friends at the Sim Expro warehouse to start order picking my wishlist. I hope to see the delivery next week, and we'll make a follow-up video of the build, issues and a review of the kit I put together. This video, more than any other video, I would like to ask for your feedback. Things I have forgotten or would simply not work would be good things to mention in the comments. It would be good to be able to adapt the order before it is actually shipped. Thank you all for watching this video. I know it is a bit different, so I hope I don't see any massive unsubscribing on the channel because of it. Take care, and I hope to see you for part 2. Bye bye.